Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TeaDB. I'm Denny.
And I'm James.
And, what episode is this?
13?
13?
I think it's 13.
I think it's 13. Cool.
Yeah.
So,
this is episode 15. Sorry, we gave you the wrong number. But I think we're episode 13.
I think that's right. What are we doing today? What do we got?
Yeah, so we've got a Yu Ling tea, which is one of the most premium type of Taiwanese teas. So Taiwan tea in general tends to be very premium, and they're, of course, known for their wonderful oolong teas. And this is from Yu Ling, and it's fresh spring harvest tea from the company Tea from Taiwan.
Cool. So they sent us a bunch of samples. Thank you guys. Awesome. We're going to do a few more of your teas. Happy to talk about them. Exciting. I don't think I've ever had this before, so I'm looking forward to it. I love my high mountain.
Yeah, and this is definitely high mountain. This is probably the highest mountain, which kind of makes it the most sought-after tea in terms of the Taiwanese oolongs. So I'm excited to try this as well. I've tried a little bit of this tea before, but not specifically from the tea from Taiwan. And of course, we're pretty well versed in kind of the standard Lishan Mountain lightly oxidized oolongs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this looks great. How much do we have in here? Do you even know?
Yeah, so we have 7 grams of tea leaves, and this gaiwan is small. It's only 100 milliliters. So we'll be doing relatively short steep times on this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to try it.
Let's do it.
So we are using slightly under boiling water right here, and I will steep this for about 30 seconds. Keep in mind that neither Denny nor I have tasted this tea before from this specific tea company. So this is our rinse. So it's giving us very light color. And so we'll use this rinse to, of course, preheat all of our teaware. So it's a bit unfortunate, but both Denny and I have separate injuries, which makes us kind of the crippled tea masters of today.
I'm recovering from a shoulder surgery, which actually is going very well. James has a fresh lack of thumb.
Yeah,
but
I sliced off a piece of my thumb.
Tea we will anyway.
Okay. My first instinct after I sliced off a piece of my thumb was to make tea. And it was difficult. I couldn't even get open the tea canister. It sucked. So I've been kind of going through tea withdrawal in the last couple days.
How long are we going to brew this for? 30, is that what you said?
30 seconds. So we'll see how it feels. 7 grams for 100 milliliters is a lot. So we'll adjust given that. But this is kind of a standard brewing method for me on a lot of these oolong teas, specifically the Taiwanese.
And especially I feel like for the first few brewings of an oolong, oh wow, these are already opening up a lot. You have a little more lenience, I think.
Yeah.
Because the tea leaves have not opened up nearly as much.
Yeah.
Steepings 2, 3, and 4 really, 15 seconds here or there is going to make a difference. So.
Yep, and good Taiwanese oolong is much more forgiving, for instance, than green tea. So you can see we're getting this kind of vibrant, well, it's still a little bit pale yellow color right here. So I'm excited to try this.
It smells marvelous. It's getting really hot.
Yeah. Smells kind of light and creamy.
Very creamy, I was going to say, totally. Maybe like very light on like the floral little bit. I wouldn't call this fruity.
Yeah.
But it maybe like honeysuckle, you know, it's kind of like that sweetness that's almost savory in some sense.
Well, let's taste it and see how it tastes. You know, I think you were pretty close. It's very kind of got that sweet and somewhat savory Taiwanese oolong feel. It's fairly light, but it's got a good, nice body to it as well.
Absolutely.
This is very good tea. I'm going to start the second brew.
Yeah.
So what do you think as far as brew time? I was kind of, before we even started, I was kind of planning on going for a 30-second and then a 45-second brew time. Do you think I should adjust it.
I think 30 actually
Might
this
be
time,
still okay.
Yeah.
Now that the leaves are just starting to open up right here.
Definitely. Viscosity, I'm surprised actually is not super intense with this, given that there's so much tea leaves being used. It's like it's light, crisp, maybe like a little bit that sort of like grassy and minerally.
And there's just like a slight hint of bitterness and astringency to it.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Not insignificant, but it'll be interesting to see what happens to that in these next couple steepings.
I got that in the very beginning of it. It's almost like it was gonna happen and then it didn't. Much more saturated color on the second steeping.
So keep in mind that we're using really quick steepings, like time between steepings right here. So the relative heat of the gaiwan is actually probably increasing, even though the water temperature is decreasing.
Yep.
So like if you're drinking on your own, you're going to have a little bit more time between your steepings. So that's something to take into account when you're thinking about water temperature and the temperature of these actual tea leaves. One important factor, in addition to the temperature, is just to think about what temperature the gaiwan is before you even pour your water into it. I'm getting even more kind of defined creaminess, as well as a little bit more astringency as well. So I think it was definitely a good call to not extend that brew time too far. I feel like I probably could have gone even lower, maybe to 15 or 20 seconds, and it still would have been pretty delicious.
I'm impressed at the how the flavor is lasting in my mouth, actually.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's got a good mouthfeel to it.
Yeah, definitely. This is nice. And actually, I'm surprised interestingly, it doesn't feel as hot as I think it is brewed for some reason. It's a weird thing to say, but this is lovely. Quite nice. Tastes very clean. Obviously, there's it's been processed well.
Yep. And it's grown from a very, very high elevation, so that's going to help just the cleanliness of the harvest as well. One of our favorite tea ladies likes to show us a little picture book of Taiwanese teas and likes to show the difference between like high mountain and low mountain. And of course, you should take this with a serious grain of salt, but high mountain equals clean, according to her.
She's hilarious. Yeah. Are we going to disclose who this is?
Go for it.
Lydia, we love you. If you ever see this video, Lydia, you're the best.
Yeah.
Thank you for selling me so much tea.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? 30 again for this? 45?
I think 30.
Yeah.
It's still got plenty of flavor, so I don't think we need to overextend.
Cool.
How do you think this tea compares to other high mountain oolongs like Lishan, Alishan, or even Jinchuan?
The interesting similarities, I think, are the crispness of the flavor. I feel like there are maybe 3 flavors in these teas, and they're very pronounced. A pu'er blends itself together more than these do, I think. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not, but the tastes feel more distinct. And then, of course, the texture and the viscosity of the liquid is light, and the form of it, how it lasts in your mouth, I think is quite wonderful, actually. So.
And this brew actually feels a little bit lighter to me, so I would be inclined to increase the steep time for the 4th steeping. It's still got a really, really nice aftertaste, but kind of the front of the taste doesn't have the same body that we're getting in maybe the 2nd steeping.
Yeah. Yeah, and the color has faded a little bit, too.
Yeah. Still very, very good.
Well, this is totally recommended. So if someone wants to get this tea, where should they go?
So to find out more about Yu Ling tea, both from Taiwan as well as from other tea companies, visit TeaDB.org and check it out. If you're interested in purchasing this tea, which I would totally recommend, I think it's an excellent tea, Would you say so too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so visit Tea from Taiwan. They're a great tea company. They offer kind of these small sample packs. I think we got a couple close-ups for you guys at the beginning. And at 7 grams, a good way to kind of try this super premium tea. Maybe you don't want to spend all the money to get it at this point, so doing something like that, tasting what a really, really good Taiwanese oolong tastes like is a really, really important process of just learning more about tea.
Fantastic. So check us out. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep, thank you.